RingGangRadio.com. Take over. Last mission. Final boss mode.
The PBC card is part of the biggest one on there. Headlined by, there are two fights. You have Jamal James, as we mentioned before, in the first leg of the WBA tournament against Radzhab Butaev, and then you have Jaron Ennis versus Thomas Dulorme. The Boots fight, I'm not overly excited about, only because Dulorme is coming off a losing fight against Ennis. So it's like, why? Like you couldn't find somebody else at least that has a little upside to Boots, something, But so because basically the whole Boots fight just screams a showcase to me. It's like, everyone knows that Boots is the goods. So being Thomas Dulorme, who's coming off a loss to Ennis, isn't gonna really increase that perception per se. And then after that one, but it's a triple header. So the opener will be what I think people would call, the guy who's trying to model himself after young Muhammad Ali, Mitchell Rivera, and he's the opener in that one, and he's facing who's he facing? He's facing the cat that gave Matias Romero, because he's the one who gave Isaac Cruz all that trouble. In a terrible fight to watch, by the way. It was a horrible fight to watch. That wasn't the move, man. So, LB, what are your thoughts on that triple header?
You talking about the Boots fight?
Yeah, man.
With Dulorme, I know Dulorme is coming off a clear loss, but it wasn't a bad performance from him. And Dulorme is still dangerous as far as he presents boxing ability, athleticism, and good power. I don't think it's a bad fight for Boots. It's about the same level as the Yip and Nets fight. You could probably even say better, because Dulorme is still more of a puncher, and I think he boxes better than Yip and Nets.
He does.
So it's a slightly better fight. If he only ends up fighting twice this year, I don't think it's a wasted year. I think this is still a good fight, because it's good. Whatchamacallit? It's still a good competition. Dulorme still offers something. Yeah, if you look at it, like, I'm trying to think who was Spence fighting at that level that was up there with Yip and Yets and Dulorme before he fought Brook.
Shoot. Was it that cat that Thurman went the distance with?
Bundu?
Yeah. Bundu.
Yeah, Bundu wasn't nothing special. I can't.
Yeah, how about no?
Yeah, I can't say he. Yeah, so that's the thing though. So it ain't really a case of like, I'm not saying Boots is better than Spence or whatever, but it kind of, at least we're seeing Dulorme kind of fight. I'm sorry, Boots fighting some guys that could kind of ask him some questions. Whereas if we be honest, like, we didn't really get all our questions answered from Spence until the Porter fight.
Truthfully, Spence only, like, before that, Spence has only been like wobbled once in a fight, like, and that was like an early fight against, that was like years ago.
Emmanuel Larkin.
And then and then Algieri did have nothing for him, and neither did Chris Van Heerden. So
and that's the thing, like, those guys, they couldn't, like you said, couldn't really answer no questions. Mm-hmm. And if you just look at it, like, remember with Spence, like, Brook was a good test, good fight.
Oh yeah.
But he already had that beating from Golovkin. I was fucked up. So it's like he couldn't. It wasn't the damn. What would Spence look like against a prime elite welterweight without any damn problems? We didn't answer that. That question didn't really get answered until the Porter fight.
Yeah. And it was a close fight at that.
Exactly. At least with Boots, Yippinets is a decent puncher, decent boxer. He moved up. He could handle the weight. He proved himself against Lamont Peterson in a fight of the year.
Yeah.
So, Boots destroyed him. What 6 rounds?
Yeah, and like I said,
I remember I my prediction for the fight. I was spot on.
Yeah, but my thing is just like I was with Dulorme. I mean, Dulorme is not undefeated. He has 5 losses, and he's not really riding any momentum in that fight. Like he lost to Stanley.
And that's the only problem I have with the fight. But as an opponent, he's a good level for dude, and he has a decent name. So this is one of those times we wish a guy could get in there with somebody better, but it's not the worst fight he could take.
It isn't, it really isn't. But it's just like it's
especially
more.
A guy like Boots where niggas is saying that he could go up to 160 and dominate. Like that's the type of talent we're dealing with here,
right? And I mean, but truthfully, like I said, I mean. In the case, Jamal James himself probably has a tougher opponent in front of him, tougher than Boots has, because now Butaev, if you only know, Butaev is actually his biggest known fight was he originally lost a fight to Alexander Buspetin, and this was on the zone card. I think it was on the same card as like Mike Hunter and everything like that, but it got turned into a no contest because Buspetin he failed a drug test. And that was for that WBO GameStop welterweight title, which is now in the position of Jamal James. So it's one of those
crickets, JC Penney belts and GameStop belts.
And that Buspetin and Butaev fight was one of the low key one. It was a very underrated fight. Like it was a hell of a scrap too. And Jamal James might actually be in tough with that one. And Jamal James, though, I mean, he's obviously leveled up, and Jamal James has always been languishing, on the truthfully, he's one of the welterweights that we've always said that dude needed more attention. He had a firefight with DeMarco, he had a hell of a fight with Dulorme, and he's lost to Ugas, which was a decent fight. He's been in that mid tier for so long, not because of his ability, but it's like PBC just never really kind of elevated him. So the fact that he's hitting a triple header like this is huge. Like this is again.
He doesn't have a small country that's known for boxing that could is backing him up.
Exactly, and the funny thing is too is dude has been on those Minneapolis, the PBC, because he's always anytime PBC holds a fight in Minneapolis, dude is there, and you see the crowd goes crazy for that guy. It's he has something, but PBC just never got a chance to take him to that next level. So
I think they got too many vendors and fighters that are managed sometime, and he just looked like one of the ones that just falling between the cracks or something.
Right. So this triple header is definitely the move. AOP, what do you think of this triple header? P.
My bad. I'm with it. It's a solid card. I don't know why everybody's I see why everybody's ho-hum about the Boots fight, because it's they don't think much of Dulorme, but I would still like to see. I still think it's a step up. I think more of Dulorme than Lipinets. So you know what I'm saying? It's a good fight.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think honestly, and it's funny because I was talking about this yesterday. I think we've gotten into the mindset of once again, we don't want to see a fight because we feel like it's a waste of time because, oh, well, this person's going to win and, it shouldn't be trouble, but it could still be a good fight even if you know who the winner is going to be. Like, I still want to see these things happen. See what any resistance that Dulorme can, provide for Boot. Even if it's not much, it's something. Even though every little thing means something when you're making your way up. So, who knows? Dulorme might provide something that I don't think he will, but that's the mystery of boxing. Sometimes it's that opponent coming up that you don't think that has anything, but might show you something that, oh, well, this person has this here, for a guy that we want to crown immediately. See, Boots, they're trying to give him the crown. So, yeah. So when you're getting up, who knows? I don't know. I'm okay with the fight. It's not it's nothing to fucking. I'm not gonna get mad about it. Oh, it's a waste of time. It's a good fight.
Yeah, I think. The only difference is Lipinus is actually a world champion. So you're like, if he can knock around world champions like that, he should be able to knock around other top contenders, or at least niggas that actually held the title. That's the way I'm just thinking about it.
No, I understand that. I guess maybe I think more of Dulorme than other people do.
No, I think Dulorme is.
Dulorme's not bad though. Like, he's a higher level fighter.
I've never thought Dulorme was a bad fighter. I don't know why.
Like I always mention that Dulorme, like I said, Dulorme is one of the few fighters that's actually giving Terrence Crawford like legitimate trouble. Like,
yes.
He's given Ugas a lot of trouble. Like Ugas almost lost.
Dog, he was giving Crawford problems for like 4 rounds.
Yeah, and then he gave Jesse Vargas. In fact, the only guy that's actually really beating up Dulorme is fucking we just mentioned him before.
What's his name?
Why is fucking
Crawford stopped him.
Oh, but before that,
Theophane or somebody.
Abrego, there we go.
Abrego, yes, I'm saying. I was like, Abrego, that's what it was.
Yeah, Abrego was the only one that actually did not really struggle with that guy. Crawford struggled with him. Abrego pretty much whooped his ass.
So and Jesse Vargas struggled mightily with Dulorme.
Yeah, and instead he couldn't even...
I thought Dulorme won that fight. The fuck? Like,
you know what? You got a good case for that. Like, Jesse Vargas really got 2 draws in 1 year.
And instead Stanios couldn't even drop Dulorme. I don't think Stanios even dropped Dulorme. And like, even though he won the fight, like he couldn't drop him. Like Abrego handled Dulorme like pretty like it was like it's nothing. That was that was considered an upset. So.
Shout outs to Henny God Slick. What it do? Salute.
As for Jamal James, should be a good fight. I like watching Jamal James fight. I'm saying he's a solid fighter. So
he can do a mix of boxing skills, punching, movement.
I always said like he's a hybrid. He's like a hybrid of a poor man's Keith Thurman and Robert Easter. Put them together, you kind of get some Jamal James.
Yeah, and like I said, it doesn't help.
I remember you said that before. At first, I didn't see it, but I could see it now.
Yeah.
So, that should be a good fight against Butaev. So, entertaining. Yeah, so it's a good fight. And then what was that third one? Michelle Rivera, however you pronounce his first name. I like him. I enjoyed watching him. The flat top dude, the dude that everybody was like, oh
the one that says that looks like a young Cassius Clay.
The flat top.
Who is he fighting?
He's fighting Mateus Romero. Like, he's the guy that gave Usyk Cruz a bunch of trouble, but it wasn't really an entertaining fight because dude wouldn't engage, and Usyk Cruz couldn't find a way to get rid of him.
He's fighting, what's his name again? The young Ali looking dude is fighting who?
Mateus Romero. Not the Mateus that we're thinking of, like the one that the Terminator Mateus, but the one that fought Usyk Cruz last and kind of was negative in his performance, although he lost.
Okay. My bad.
Yeah, that was kind of a ho hum fight.
Yeah, no. If it was the other Mateus, I'd be like, God damn, this is a fun. This is flame.
I just fed him to the sharks. Like,
that would be like murder. Like you shouldn't.
But that kid is nice. Like, but that's still over his head. But shit. Damn. Hold on, that's.
Yeah, no, trust me, I'd be super hyped if that was the Mateus that we're all thinking about. No, it's the other. This is the other one that was negative.
Oh, Jose Mateus. Okay, yeah. I was because I'm getting now you're getting me confused.
No. This is a different Mateus. This one is not the one that had the stinker against Isaac Cruz. You know, so
that's still a good fight. And this card should be a damn quadruple header, like, because Darwin Price got a good fight on the undercard. I completely forgot about it. Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. Yeah, this one, let's put it this way. If one of these fights falls through, then that fight will probably be elevated. And honestly, you could make a case that that's a better fight than the Matias fight.
You're right, I mean, that fight is still good. But yeah, I really want that one should be a question. See, the thing is though, because Showtime is putting it off TV, and Showtime used to put these fights on YouTube, but they don't do that shit no more. Like those, and you know, like, if they put it on YouTube now, I'm like, okay, that's great, but but that shit's gonna be off TV, and it's like, damn it, man. So it's like, so we probably won't see it unless one of the other fights falls through. And then, you know,
hopefully something they start televising it early or whatnot. I know my sister going out to the fight, so hopefully they televise it, because that's a good ass fight. Going against I forgot what's the dude name he fighting, the Torres.
I got that. Hold up.
I think he's 19-0 with 15.
He's like 19-0 with like 15 knockouts.
Yeah. So Mayweather promotion. So it's a good matchup. So it'd be nice if they televise it or something. But we'll see. But hope we get a good bout between those two.
Yeah.
And see if Darwin Price can get back to where he's supposed to be within the sport, because he's in a division that's heating up, man. And if you make a few missteps, that should leave you by, because you're seeing guys like Angry Fist and Montana Love and Barrios, Rolly, all these guys is coming up. So you want to be a part of that.
And then the aforementioned Subriel Mateus, dude,
him too. It's a lot. 140 is turning into 154 junior.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's kind of been like that for a little bit now, honestly.
Yeah, it has. Hell yeah. Facts. Like, honestly, 140 and 154 been the best division maybe 4 years.
Yeah, no matter the platform. It's because it's the PBC and, like a 140 fight there, it's guaranteed you'll see some shit. So it's like, so yeah, we're all waiting, man. But yeah, the PBC got something with this triple header, and hopefully maybe it'll be a quadruple header.
Well, what time it start, bro?
Let me see. Hopefully it starts. I think it starts at 9. No, it starts at 10. No, 10.
What is with all these cars starting at fucking 10 o'clock in the morning?
Jeez, man.
Well, and I heard something about they were talking. I was hearing something about it last night, how all these they do this on purpose to. Where's this fight being held again?
It's in Vegas.
It's in Vegas.
Okay, it makes more sense, because I was hearing about this yesterday. People were saying, well, they wanted to start the fights late to kind of to be fair to the West Coast audience. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about the West Coast audience. No disrespect.
You mean the niggas that are still sleeping that's supposed to be on the podcast? them niggas. Hold on, Ring Gang got love for the West Coast. Y'all say we don't love the West Coast? Nigga, we just want fights earlier. Shit.
Yeah, that's all we want, It's like, and it's like
niggas just trying to stay up to see BMF afterwards, and you motherfuckers is making that shit turn into like a 24-hour day, like.
Shit, I started some BMF. Like, I'm gonna have to wait until after football's done for the day to actually watch BMF shit. So
you see what I'm doing? Like, y'all fucking up niggas' time schedule. Like, what if this man wanted to see BMF before fucking football?
Yeah, that definitely didn't happen this morning.
Now I gotta wait till these motherfuckers watch BMF before I could talk shit about it. Like, you see what fucking podcast started late because I'm watching BMF because you motherfuckers got fights going on to damn 1 o'clock. Shit, piss me off with that shit. Yeah, but BMF is good. I'll make sure y'all watch that. That's a good ass show.
Yeah, and then definitely watch the Showtime triple header.